bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Yes, I do. Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter.
Thank you.
All right, he's placing on the headsets. And before we begin, can I have defense counsel, if you could please state your first and last name for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Marie Taylor on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, thank you. Do anyone know if our victim's going to need
Sí,
Spanish interpreter?
bajito.
They didn't say anything on her?
Okay. Mr. Santiago Cruz, your case is 22 MM 966. You have been charged with battery domestic violence as to count 1 and resisting an officer without violence as to count 2. The court does find probable cause for each of these offenses. This will be bond with PTR conditions. Your bond is to count 1 is 500. Your bond is to count 2. It's going to be stayed at $500. Before I tell you your conditions of your release, it's my understanding Miss Iris Rodriguez is present,
Yes.
and you're the alleged victim.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you can go ahead and put your hand down. Now, don't tell me anything about the facts of your case. I just want to know one thing. How do you wish to have contact with the defendant?
No contact.
No contact?
That is correct.
I'm sorry?
That is correct.
All right, that's all I need to know, ma'am. Thank you so much. You're not to have any contact with this victim, understood? No direct, indirect, or third party. You're not to go back to the residence. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearm, understood? Ma'am, do you have any questions?
He has his belongings at my house, and he does have a gun that is registered under my name.
Okay. In reference to your belongings, I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve your items. That means you must call the police and they must be with you in order for you to go back to the location and get your items. Now, the firearm has to be released within, I'm gonna say, it's in your possession right now, ma'am?
He has it. It's under his possession inside his truck.
All right, I need you to actually turn that over to the sheriff's office today, the firearm.
I don't have access to his truck. His
It's-
keys were left inside the house.
It's in his truck, you said?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Santiago Cruz, upon your release, I'm going to order you to provide the police officers with any weapons or firearms that is in your possession. Okay, so within 24 hours of your release, my order is for you to do so. Understood? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Harold Trevino Pedraza. All right, good morning, ma'am. Your case number is 22 MM 960. You've been charged with 1 count of battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for this offense. You do qualify for a bond with PTR, and your bond's gonna be listed at $500. Your PTR condition is not to have any contact with the listed victim. I believe that's Jonathan Vargas. You're not to return to the home. If you have any personal items, I'll give you one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve those items. So that means you have to be with the police officer in order for you to go back to that location. Do you understand? You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Anything else, state? All right, thank you. All right, so we'll reset it. Sebastian Ventura, is it Gomez? Gomez?
Yes.
All right, sir, you have two cases, 2022 CT 163, which is driving while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. I have reviewed the charging affidavit and do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond is going to be set at $1,500.
Okay.
You were out on bond in Orange County for 2021 CT 4150, which is another driving while driving while under the influence. I am going to revoke that bond and set you at 0 at this time.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Oh.
All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will any other victim need a Spanish interpreter?
I do not believe so, but if we have someone, we'll give you a call back.
Your Honor, the thing is that the interpreter is no longer available after we're done with the Spanish cases. So,
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and find out. Just 1 second, please.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, she said no. Okay, no,
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. All right. Is it McCarty? McCarty
Yes, ma'am.
Mazil?
McCarty Moselle.
All right. So your case is 22 CF 1716. It's possession of cocaine. I have reviewed the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause. Your bond's gonna be stayed at $1,000 at this time, okay? All right, thank you. Jesse Lee Rogers? All right, so your case is 22 CF 1702. Has two separate counts. The first one's possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause. Your bond is stayed at $1,000. Second count is possession of controlled substance, which is the MDMA. I do find probable cause. Your bond's gonna be stayed at $500 at this time.
So wait, what's 10%?
They'll tell you.
150?
They're gonna tell you. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're all set.
All right, Ronald Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Smith, I have two cases for you. Let's deal with the failure to appear, which is 21 CF 4866. The judge in that case has issued a 0 bond. And for case 22 CF 1314, I do have a question for the state. In my packet, I only received the arrest warrant with no additional facts. Do you have any additional facts for the court?
Ma'am,
Not you, not you.
For 21 CF 1314, Your Honor?
Yes. It's a failure to re-register, failure to update information with the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
No, Your Honor, I don't have anything additional.
Madam Clerk has some extra info for me. No, that's more than me. Yeah, I only have the top page. All right, so you failed to update the sheriff's office as to your whereabouts, where you were living, where you were employed. You failed to re-register for the months of February, May, August, and November. All right, so based upon the affidavit, I do find probable cause. As to count one, for failure to register as required, your bond's gonna be set at $5,000. As to count two, failure to report name or residence change, I do find probable cause, your bond's gonna be set at $5,000. All right, thank you. Please make sure you comply, sir.
There you go. So this is your FDA.
And Your Honor, for the failure to appear case, what bond you put on that?
I thought I said zero. I thought it
Okay.
was a zero bond. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Jose, is it Villa?
Villavicencio, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Your case is 22 CT 853. You've been charged with driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. I do find probable cause. Don't tell me anything about your case. I'm gonna give you a bond of $500, okay?
Okay.
Just 1 second.
Your Honor, excuse me, 500?
Hold on 1 second.
Don't say anything about your case, sir. All right. So that's it. Your bond's set at 500. And sir, please do not drive, okay? If you gotta make sure you have a valid driver's license and stay out of trouble, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, he has open cases.
You know what? I don't have my top sheet, so I left it. You're gonna have to tell me what these open cases are.
Hold on 1 second.
Hold on. I'll use ROR on these. Ms. Taylor, do you have any information in reference to some of these cases? I don't know, was he found incompetent already? Is he currently being evaluated?
I saw that, Judge, and I didn't make a note on which one it was, but let me pull him back up here. So Judge, there was an order appointing an expert to evaluate competency on January 4th. There has been a notice or suggestion of incompetence, but no actual finding yet. Judge Calderon has a status on competency on March 15th.
Did we get the eval from January 4th?
It's not filed with the court yet. There has been one prior evaluation from Dr. Danziger filed with the court back in November. The way Judge Calderon usually does it is he would have waited on making a finding until the second eval. So I don't think that's back yet.
Okay. I was just curious since it was ordered on January 4th and now it's the 13th, like we should have had an answer. All All right, so for 2020 CT 1021, 2021 CF 9257, and 2020 CF 7467, I'll take no action.
Thank you, Judge. All right, you're all set.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Your Honor, Jimmy LeGret, medical.
Oh, medical, thank you. All right, so we'll reset until he's released.
And Bashan Mason, refused.
He refused. All right, Ms. Taylor, are you willing to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, for case 22MM74, he was charged with count 1, false ID given to law enforcement. The court did not find probable cause, so I'm gonna ROR on that count. As to count 2, resisting an officer without violence, they did find probable cause, bond is stayed at $1,000. A reference to count 3, I did find probable cause, bond is stayed at $1,000. Mr. Mason's not to return to Walmart located at 1700 South Orange Blossom Trail. All right, PTR, anything, since I don't have my face sheets?
He doesn't have any open cases.
Okay, thank you. Usulides Esteban Peralta.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, sir, you have a couple of cases here. I'm gonna first deal with the violation of domestic violence injunction, which is 22 MM93. State, I reviewed the affidavit, and I did not see the injunction case listed.
I have it here for your review, Your Honor, and I provided defense a copy.
May I see it?
Yes, ma'am. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may. Based upon the additional information and finding out that this defendant had an injunction against him, there was a final judgment of injunction for protection against domestic violence with minor children, issued case number 2020 DR 595. Based upon this additional information, based upon the information I read in the charging affidavit, I do find probable cause. Your bond is going to be issued at $5,000. You're not to have any contact with the listed victim, understood?
Yes.
You have another case. 22 CF 1710 has 2 counts, battery, domestic violence. Do you find probable cause? Your bond is stayed at $500. And a burglary with an assault or battery. Do you find probable cause? Your bond is going to be set at $5,000. Again, no contact with the listed victim. Your next case is 22 CF 1593. It's aggravated stalking after an injunction. State, we discussed this yesterday in reference to the statute, which requires a period of time.
I looked at the case law, Your Honor, and I found these 3 different cases, and it says that basically 2 or more acts are sufficient underneath the statute, and it just depends on a case-by-case basis.
2 or more acts?
Yes, that are part of one continuous course of conduct are legally sufficient to qualify as separate instances of harassment as required to obtain an injunction.
For the record, what's the case?
I'm sorry. Let me I'm sorry, I misquoted, Your Honor. So I have, for purposes of the statute against stalking, a harassing course of conduct requires multiple acts that are separated by time or distance, and that is Cash v. Gagnon, Appellate 4th District, 306 Southern, 3rd District, 106, 2020, Your Honor.
Right. So that is the law. So tell me,
So
what
when
are
I
those
read
two separate?
the affidavit, it makes mention that he's gone to her house. And I believe it also makes mention that he has gone to her place of employment, contacted her by phone. So it says by driving to her house, following her in her car, and constantly calling. The calling and following her are two separate instances, Your Honor.
All right, so you're going by the two separate acts and not the period of time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, do you wish to be heard?
I tend to agree with the court, Your Honor, but I don't have any further argument.
State, I still have an issue because although on the second page, the second paragraph where it starts, there's currently an injunction where the officer talks about harassing, threatening, following, stalking. It just makes a very vague statement as to his actions, but it doesn't state exactly when that occurred. If it happened on the 2nd of February, if it happened on the 20th. I don't know if all of these acts happened in one day, because aggravated stalking, the actions can't happen in just one day. It has to be continuous. So that's my concern.
I understand, Your Honor. I leave it to your discretion.
All right. So what I am going to do is, I'll ROR you on this offense, because I can't find probable cause based upon what the police has stated. Anything PTR may have missed?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Diamond Bronson?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Bronson, you were charged with, your case number is 22MO177. Looks like an open container.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't say anything, don't say anything about your case. State, do you have any objections to a straight PTR?
No, Your Honor.
All right, PTR it is.
Any release conditions?
Don't break the law, stay out of trouble.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Quadri Young? Mr. Young, your case is 22MM962. You're charged with 1 count of domestic violence. I have reviewed the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause for your arrest. This is going to be bonds with PTR. Conditions of your PTR, I'm sorry, your bond is 500. Conditions of your PTR is not to have any contact with Miss Baker, which is the listed victim. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. If you have any personal items there, I'll give you one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve your items. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms, okay?
Can I say something?
Don't tell me anything about the facts of your case.
I just need to ask about the bond. Because
Okay.
I'm on disability, so I don't really have money like that. I've already paid my bills for the month. And so I was trying to figure out, like, is there anything we could do with that? Because I don't have the money to pay it.
Right now, your bond's 500. I have provisionally appointed a public defender's office to your case. I'm not the trial judge. They could potentially file a motion to reduce my bond amount, okay?
Can I still see my kids? Is that fine?
I can't remember. You share kids with Ms. Baker? All right, I'll order, You can't have any contact with her, but you have contact with a third party in order to have contacts with your children. So if there's a grandmother or an aunt that you all can get along with, she can facilitate the supervision with your children. Okay? All right, thank you. Is it Willie Days? Yes, ma'am. All right, so your case is 22 CF 1733. You have 2 counts. The first one's possession of cocaine. I have reviewed the charging affidavit for this offense, and I do find probable cause. Your bond is set at $1,000. In reference to the battery domestic violence, I do find probable cause. Your bond is set at $500. This will be bonds with PTR. He does qualify, correct? Does he qualify?
Yes, he qualifies.
Thank you. Conditions of your PTR is not to have any contact with the listed victim. You are to maintain a separate residence from the listed victim. You're not to consume or possess any drugs or alcohol, and you shall not be in possession of any weapons or firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Max, is it Detjen?
Deachin.
Deachin?
Yes, ma'am.
Case 22 CF 1734. Sir, you've been charged with neglect of a child. I do find probable cause for this offense. Your bond's gonna be set at $1,000. This is gonna be bonds with PTR conditions. You're not to have any unsupervised contacts with your children. All right, thank you. Stephanie Michelle Jones? All right, Ms. Jones, you have 2 cases. The first one is 22 CF 1735. Charges you with aggravated battery with the weapon. I do find probable cause for this offense. Your bond is stated at $5,000. You're not to have any contact with the listed victim. You're to maintain a separate residence.
Okay.
You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Thank you.
Nope, you have one more case. 22 CF 1603. Looks like you were out on bond, and it's for another aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I'm gonna revoke your bond and set you at 0 at this time, okay? All right, thank you, ma'am. Is it Amble?
Yes, ma'am.
Amble, how do you pronounce your last name?
Risky.
Risty, all right. All right, Mr. Risty, you have case 22 MM965. It has 2 offenses, battery, domestic violence. Second one's resisting officer without violence. I have reviewed the charging affidavit for each of these offenses, and I do find probable cause. And ma'am, is it Judith Risty?
Yes.
The alleged victim in this case? All right. As I stated before, I do find probable cause. Your bond's gonna be set at $500 as to count 1. And as to count 2, it's gonna be set at $500 as well. It's gonna be bonds with PTR. Before I tell you your conditions, I wanna hear from the victim. Ma'am, you can go ahead and raise your right hand.
Your Honor,
Don't say anything. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you can go ahead and put your hand down. Don't tell me anything about the facts of your case. I just want to know if you wish to have contact with this defendant.
Yes.
Why?
He's my husband. We're on vacation.
We're on a family vacation with like a child.
All right. Is there anyone forcing you to come in here and tell me, you know, Judge, I want to have contact?
No, absolutely not. This is all 100% my decision.
All right, and you're not
And my
afraid?
child's.
You're not afraid?
No, not at all.
All right, if something like this was to happen, what would you do?
What do you mean?
If something like this was to happen, what would you do?
What would I do in what? I
If-
don't understand the
If
question.
he hits you or becomes aggressive towards you?
Oh,
you're
of course, I will
afraid?
call the police right away.
All right. Just 1 second. Where are you from?
New York, ma'am.
All right, do you understand that no contact order is usually in place to protect you?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And if you want me to not place a no contact order, there's absolutely no way the court can protect you.
I understand.
All right, you still wish for me to remove the no contact order?
Yes, please.
All right, State,
No, no objection, Your Honor.
defense, any questions?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, what I will do is I will order no hostile contact. Sir, I need you to listen to me. I'm gonna order no hostile contact. Okay? So that means you cannot be aggressive towards her. You cannot yell at her. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
If he becomes aggressive, you need to call the police because that's gonna be a violation of my no hostile contact.
I understand.
You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have any weapons or firearms, upon your release, you are to turn that over to the sheriff's office.
I don't have none.
All right, and you live in New York?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because it's with PTR, I need you to go ahead and maintain communication with PTR.
All right.
All right, anything, State?
Your Honor, I think he was trying to get your attention.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to advise you that, he is on federal probation. So he didn't qualify for PTR.
He does not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Well, no PTR. But make sure you don't miss any court dates because we will issue a warrant for your arrest and bring you right back to Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Robert, is it Buher?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your case is 22 MM 953, has 1 count of battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for this offense. He does qualify for PTR.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it's gonna be bonds with PTR. Your bond's gonna be set at $500 before I tell you your conditions. Are you Ms. Asia Malo?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead and raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. How do you feel about having contact with him?
Personally, I would like him to be able to come home, and I'd like the case dropped. It wasn't my intention to get him arrested.
We're not even there yet. So let's just, don't tell me anything about the facts of your case. I'm not sure if you heard me talking to the other lady, but don't tell me anything about your case. I just want to know if you want to have contact. You told me you do.
Yes.
So tell me why.
Well, he's the father to my youngest child. Right now, both of us are unemployed, so right now we wouldn't be able to pay the bond, but he is a substantial member of our family. He is responsible for a lot of the transportation and some of the childcare.
Do you need him for financial purposes?
To help assist with those, yes. So I'm hoping that he can get released without bond if possible.
Is anyone forcing you? Well, that's not possible. He's going to be out on a bond. But is anyone forcing you to come in here and tell me you wish to have contacts with him?
No.
If he was to become violent towards you, what would you do?
I would have no choice but to call the police again.
Any weapons in the home?
Yes, ma'am.
There's weapons? What kind of weapons?
Yeah, he has a registered firearm.
All right, thank you. All right, sir. My conditions, not to have any hostile contact with her. So no yelling. You cannot be aggressive towards her. You have to be decent towards her. All right? And if he becomes aggressive towards you, you need to call the police. That's going to be a violation of my no hostile contact. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding that you have a weapon. All right? Upon your release, I'm giving you 24 hours upon your release to turn over all weapons to the sheriff's office. Understood?
Sell it?
Can I sell my firearm?
Can you sell it? I need you, okay, you're not listening to me. I need you to turn it over to the sheriff's office. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you get out of jail, go straight home, get your weapons, and go to the sheriff's office. Don't make any stops. Home, sheriff's office. Okay? Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judges the bond at 500.
Yes, ma'am.
Since he qualifies for PTR and has no Florida history, based on the testimony of the financial difficulties and the understanding that she's probably going to go post his bond, would you be willing to just do straight pretrial release?
I cannot do straight PTR for battery domestic violence under the statute. I did.
Is it possible to lower the amount?
No, ma'am, but he can do a motion to reduce bond in front of the trial judge. I'm just the IA judge, okay? All right, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Austin James, is it Deke?
Yes, ma'am.
Case 22MM955. You're charged with battery, domestic violence. Qualifies for bonds with PTR.
Yes.
All right. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond's gonna be set at $500, and you will have some PTR conditions. And ma'am, what is your name?
Candace Knight.
All right, you are the listed victim in this case.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and raise your right hand for me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Not sure if you heard me talking to the other ladies. Please don't tell me anything about your case. I just want to know if you wish to have contact with him.
Yes.
Tell me why.
We have a 3-year-old together, and our work schedules, like I work nights and he works during the day, so we kind of have to work together with when we have our son who's watching him during what times.
Do you have any other family members that can help you?
No.
Are you from here?
Yes.
So you don't have anyone that can help you?
They all
Facilitate.
work or trying to sleep to go to work when I have to be at work.
All right, are you afraid of the defendant?
No.
If he was to become aggressive towards you or violent towards you, what would you do?
Call the cops again.
All right. And do you understand that the no contact order is usually in place to protect you?
Yes.
And that if I do not place a no contact order, there's no way that the court can go ahead and protect you?
Yes.
All right, and do you still wish to have contact with this defendant?
Yes.
State?
No
Any
objection, Your
questions?
Honor, to no hostile.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
I'll go ahead and do a no hostile contact. So you cannot be aggressive towards her, cannot yell at her. You have to be decent towards her. If you all are arguing, you need to step out and go somewhere because my no hostile contact is for you. And you have to abide by that. Because if she calls the police because you're being aggressive, that's gonna violate your no hostile and you're gonna be right back in jail. Understood? Any weapons in the home? All right. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. It is for bonds with PTR.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, for the previous inmate, Deep Gen Max, I was wondering if you're gonna strike down the PTR due to the charge of a crime against child?
You all don't do PTR for the neglect of a child, even though it's without injuries?
Yes, ma'am, that's the one.
Okay, all right, so no, going back to, Mr. Max, Gen, just straight bonds. The condition still will be, no unsupervised contacts with his kids. All right, thank you. Is it Clenisha? All right, Luther, case 22MM954. All right, ma'am, you've been charged with battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause for this arrest. I just saw Mr. Dace, and I believe I ordered a no return for him. VAIS, I can't remember.
Judge, you just did maintain separate
Maintain?
residence.
All right, so that's what I'll do. So you're entitled to a bond. Your bond's gonna be set at $500. I need you and Mr. Days to maintain a separate residence. Okay, so you can't live together, can't have contact with him at this time. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, okay? All right, thank you. Does she qualify for a pretrial release?
Yes,
Or
Your Honor.
bonds with PTR, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Tony Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your case is 22 MM 956. It's 2 counts. The first one's battery domestic violence. Second count is resisting officer without violence. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. You are entitled to a bond. As to count 1, your bond is set at $500. As to count 2, your bond is set at $500. This is going to be with PTR. So the conditions are no return, no contact with listed victim. You're to maintain a separate residence from the listed victim, and no weapons and firearms, sir. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. PTR, does he qualify? Does it I don't know.
It's a battery domestic.
Yeah, he qualifies.
Okay.
Daniel, is it Perlizano?
Arlizano, yes.
All right. So your case number is 22 MM 959. It's 1 count of battery dating violence. I do find probable cause for this offense. You are entitled to a bond. The bond's gonna be set at $500. This is with PTR. The conditions will be no contact with the listed victim, Ms. Samantha King. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to have any weapons or firearms, okay? If you do have any weapons in the home, within 24 hours of your release, you need to go ahead and turn all weapons and firearms to the sheriff's office, okay?
It's not the case.
All right, thank you.
As far as the no contact order, because I live with her, so we have a lease together in the apartment. And I know she didn't press charges. She said she was going to.
All right, we'll talk to your lawyer about that, but right now, there's a no contact order, okay? If you have any personal items in the home, I'll give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to get those items. Lyrica Torres. All right, your case is 22 MM 964. You've been charged with 1 count of battery, domestic violence. And ma'am, are you Gloria Sanchez?
Yes, I am.
All right, the listed victim is present. You are entitled to a bond. Your bond is set at $500. It's going to be with PTR. And before I tell you what the conditions are, let me hear from Ms. Sanchez. Ms. Sanchez, go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and put your hand down. And don't tell me anything about your case. I don't want to hear anything specifically about your case. I just want to know if you wish to have contact with the victim.
Yes.
All right, tell me why.
She don't live with me. She's my daughter. She's disabled, and I'm her payee. I'm the one that take care of her thin niece.
You said she does not live with you?
No, ma'am.
Where does she live?
She live in 900 S Darlings Avenue. She has a room there, in a house.
And you say you take care of her, so what exactly does that mean?
She's disabled, like I said. She gets SSI. I'm her payee. I'm the one that pays her rent. Take care of all her needs. This was a weekend that she came over my house, and it was
You don't
argument.
have to go into details.
Okay,
Are you afraid of her
Not
at
at
this
all.
time? If she was to come over again and she was to become violent towards you, what would you do?
I will call the cops again.
So do you wish to have no hostile contact with her?
Correct.
All right. Do you understand that no contact order, if it's in place, is set to protect you?
Yes. I
And if
understand.
that's removed at any point, then the court has no way of protecting you.
Correct.
And you still wish to have no hostile contact?
Yes.
All right. Your bond's set at $500. I'm gonna order no hostile contact with your mother, Ms. Sanchez. So when you go over there, no yelling, no screaming, no kicking, nothing. Understood?
Okay.
You're still to maintain a separate residence, okay? No weapons, no firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am. Mr., is it Rakis?
Yes, Rakis.
Whitfield, case 22MM92. All right, you've been charged with 1 count of battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for this offense. Qualifies for?
Yes, Your Honor, he qualifies.
All right, thank you. So it's gonna be a bond of 500 with PTR. Conditions of your PTR is not to have any contact with the listed victim, who's Tamia J. Brown.
I'm here.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I did not see you. Ms. Brown, go ahead and raise your right hand for me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and put your hand down. And tell me your first and last name?
Tamaya Brown.
Maya, is it Tamaya?
Tamaya, yes.
Okay. Don't tell me anything about the facts of your case. You wish to have contact with Mr. Whitfield?
Yes.
Tell me why.
He's the father to our child. He's the transportation. He takes me to and from work, and he takes our son to and from school, and he helps with finances.
Is there anyone else that can provide transportation to the child?
No, the help that I do have, they, work, and they also have kids themselves.
And you said that you depend on him financially?
Yes.
Are you working at this time?
Yes.
Is anyone forcing you to tell me that you want to have contact with him?
No.
All right, do you understand that no contact order is in place to protect you?
Yes.
And once that's removed, there's no way that I can protect you?
Yes.
You still wish to have that removed?
Yes.
Okay. How about no hostile contact?
What's to me?
That means that he can't yell at you, can't be aggressive towards you. He has to be nice to you,
Yes.
treat you decent. Do you wish to do that?
Yes.
All right. So the conditions will be no hostile contact, as I explained to her. So at any point you become aggressive towards her, you start yelling at her, and she calls the police, that's gonna be a violation of my no hostile contacts, okay?
Judge, based on the testimony and the financial issues with the children, would you be willing to order something like $50 for a monetary bond along with pretrial release? He has no criminal history whatsoever, and anything, above something like $50 is really just going to be a fee in the pocket of a bondsman and come right out of, their children's.
State?
No objection, Your Honor,
No objection to.
to lowering the bond if Your Honor is inclined to do so with the PTR conditions and the no hostile contact.
I can do $250. No possession of any weapons or firearms, understood? Mr. Whitfield?
I have a firearm, so I have to wait until.
No, what's gonna happen is,
take
upon
it.
24 hours of your release from jail, I need you to take those weapons, any firearms to
They
the
already
sheriff's
have it. The
office.
police already have it.
They have it?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I wouldn't be able to get it back at all?
not right now.
Oh, not right. Okay, so it's not right now.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Not right now. You can ask for it. All right. Is there anything else I need to handle in this case? No? All right, thank you. Crystal, how do you pronounce your last name?
Razil Tate.
Razzle Tate, okay.
Last names.
Thank you. Your case is 22 CF 1115. You've been charged with grand theft, third degree of motor vehicle. I do find probable cause. Your bond's gonna be stayed at $2,500. Okay, thank you. Eric Carrillo, 22 CF 1726. I have one count, petty theft, 2 prior convictions. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I do have an issue with the charging affidavit. It only gives me date.
I did note that as well, Your Honor, and I'm requesting 24 hours. I did look in the clerk system. I did not see the prior petty thefts, so if I can just have more time.
All right, I'll give you 24 hours. It's gonna be reset, sir, okay? Because right now I don't have probable cause, so we're gonna be reset.
Is, judges, I didn't see, is there a bond set at all on this one?
It's 1,000.
Okay, so it'll stay,
It'll be stayed at $1,000, yes.
all right. You get out for tomorrow, and you're out, otherwise you'll be back.
Your Honor Cunningham, Laurie, she refused.
She refused, all right. Ms. Taylor, are you willing to waive? It's a violation of conditional release for case 21 CF 5453.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, I did review, this one's a little weird. So she's on a VOP for 2 counts, possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. However, when the judge signed the warrant, it was only as to, I don't know as to what count, it just said $1,500. I don't know if it's a total amount, I don't know if it's count 1. I have no idea.
Your Honor, when I looked in the state attorney,
Mhm.
it showed that the total of both of the charges were 1,500. The count 1 was 1,000, the second count was 500.
Oh, okay, perfect.
But then the clerk of court showed that they took no action back in July 15th.
Well, I'm not quite sure what the no action's all about, but the bonds will be stayed as to 1,000 for count 1 and 500 as to count 2, so total $1,500. Right, thank you.
Your Honor Denard Devon, bonded.
Okay, thank you. Darius Goodman,
Hey, how you doing?
hello. Yeah, that's fine. All right, Madam Clerk just informed me on the Cunningham case, the information only has 1 count, which is the possession of fentanyl. So there is no possession of drug paraphernalia as written on the affidavit. I'm not quite sure why that was. But it should only be $1,500 as to that count 1. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sir, case 22 CF 1725 charges you possession with amphetamine. I do find probable cause. Your bond's gonna be stayed at $1,000. You have a few cases. 2021 CF 15526, 2021 CF 15322, 2021 CF 12681, 2021 CF 7616, 2021 CF 2544, 2020 CF 10766. It appears that these cases are active incompetency.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Taylor, do you have any update?
I do. He's been found incompetent to proceed on each of those cases. There's an active conditional release order setting out conditions for him in each of those cases.
Stay out of trouble, not pick up new law?
Basically.
All right. You violated that by picking up this new case. I'm gonna revoke it. Set you at 0 for all of these cases. All right, thank you. Rico Denard Johnson. Your case is 22 CF 1720, 1 count, Bat Leo. I do find probable cause for this offense. I'm gonna reduce your bond to $1,000.
Yeah.
Isaiah Khan. All right, your case is 22 CF 1715, is the fleeing and eluding police officer at a high rate of speed. I do find probable cause for this offense. Your bond is set at $3,500.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Troy Martin. Sir, you have 3 cases. The first one is 22 CF 201, has 3 separate offenses. It's actually an arrest warrant. Probable cause was found on each of these offenses, and your bond will remain. Count 1, 1,000, count 2, $250, and count 3, 1,000. As to 2022 CF 9910, it's an arrest warrant for grand theft 3rd degree, dealing in stolen property, and receiving money from pawnbroker, false verification. Probable cause was found on each of these offenses. Your bonds will be stayed as count 1 is going to be $2,500. Count 2, $2,500. Count 3, $1,000. Conditions: no return to victim's residence, no contact with the victim, no return to the involved pawn shops. Your second case is 22 CO 170, soliciting without a permit. I do find probable cause for this offense. Your bond is stayed at $250. All right, thank you. Mark Neek. Your case is 22 CF 1729. There's 2 cases. The first one has 2 counts: possession of cocaine and possession of methamphetamine, MDMA, ecstasy. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. As to count 1, the possession of cocaine, your bond will be stayed at $1,000. And as to count 2, the possession of methamphetamine, your bond will be stayed at $150. For 22 CF 1730, which is grand theft, 3rd degree, motor vehicle, the court does find probable cause, and your bond's going to be stayed at $2,500. All right, thank you.
C.
Richard Lowell Patrick.
Ma'am.
All right, sir, you have two cases. The first one is 22 CF 1711. It's one count of criminal mischief. I do find probable cause. Your bond's gonna be stayed at $1,000. Please do not have any contact with the listed victim, and please do not return to, is it Aos Restaurant, which is located at 123 West Church Street. Your second case is 22 CF 1707. It is another criminal mischief. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond will be stayed at $1,000. Please no contact with the listed victim. Please no return to CFS Coffee, and that's located at 200 South Orange Avenue. All right, thank you.
Judge, would you be willing to order bonds or pretrial release if he's able to provide community ties to get qualified?
Not today.
Your Honor, Perez K. Bryan refused.
They'll reach out to you and call. You're all set.
Ms. Taylor, are you willing to waive his appearance since he refused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. For case 22 CF 1719, has 5 separate offenses. The first one's possession of heroin. I do find probable cause. Bond is stayed at $1,000. As to count 2, petty theft of $100 or more. I do find probable cause. Bond is stayed at $500. As to count 3, resisting officer without violence. I do find probable cause. Bond is stayed at $500. As to count 4, possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. Bond is stayed at $500. As to count 5, possession of anti-shoplifting device, court does find probable cause, and bond is going to be set at $500. No return to Home Depot, located at 7423 Southland Boulevard. Stephanie Pooley.
He refused, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Taylor, are you willing to waive her appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
For case 22 CF 1728, has 2 counts. The first one's possession of methamphetamine. I do find probable cause. Bond is stayed at $1,000. As to the second count, possession of drug paraphernalia, I do find probable cause. Bond is stayed at $100. Louis David Rios Lopez.
Yes, ma'am.
Your case is 21 CF 13125. It alleges resisting officer. It's actually fleeing and attempting to elude. And the second one's operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. So I did not have any additional information on the fleeing and attempting to elude state.
Let me, 1 second, Your Honor.
I also need that citation for the no valid. It's 21 CF 13125.
May I approach, Your Honor?
If you don't mind. It's okay, we can save some trees. This is not touchscreen, right? I think your mouse is stuck. Oh, never mind, I got it. State gave you an old school laptop. Based upon the charging affidavit that the state provided the court, I do find probable cause for fleeing, attempting to elude with lights and sirens. Your bond's gonna be set at $3,500. As to operating a motorcycle without a license, your bond's gonna be stayed at $250, all right?
Thank you.
Yes. Stephanie Taylor, no, that's not Stephanie.
He refused, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Taylor, can you waive, or are you willing to waive? It's
Yes, Your Honor.
failure to appear.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, it's for case 21 CF 6409, and bond is set at 0 as to each of these counts. Jamie Nicholas, is it Turby?
Yes, ma'am.
I have two cases for you. First one is 22 CF 1722, it's grand theft third degree. I did review the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond's gonna be stayed at $1,000. Please do not go back to Home Depot located at 7423 South Orange Blossom Trail. Now, you were actually our wards on 21 CF 13316. State, can you tell me what's going on with that case? Or anyone?
Repeat that case number, Your Honor?
It's 21 CF 13316. She was ROR'd on that one.
Judge, the state recently filed. He has a return court date in April.
I won't take any action.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry, you have another case that I missed? It's a new law? What, you said 1722? Yes. Is that not the grand theft third degree I just said? Oh, okay, just one second. Oh, same Home Depot, all right. I did review this one. That case number is 2022 CF 1721. It is for grand theft out of Home Depot, same location, which is 7423 Southern Boulevard. I did find probable cause. Your bond is going to be stayed at $1,000. Please do not return to that Home Depot and stay out of trouble. You got a lot of cases pending. Dwight Williams? Are you Mr. Dwight Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You have 22 CF 1669, possession of cocaine. Have reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond is going to remain at $1,000, okay? Stay out of trouble. Thank you. Brian Wen? Your case is 22 CF 1713, has 5 separate offenses. The first one's credit card theft, possession with intent to use or sell. I do find probable cause. Your bond is stayed at $100. As to count 2, dealing in credit cards of another. I do find probable cause. Your bond is set at $3,500. As to count 3, petty theft of $100 or more. Your bond is stayed at $100. As to count 4, resisting officer without violence, I do find probable cause. Your bond is stayed at $100. And as to count 5, burglary of conveyance, do find probable cause. Your bond is stayed at $150. Please do not return to the scene of the offense. Home Depot, located at 7007 Narcousie Road.
Judge, Mr. Nguyen is requesting the court consider a bond reduction and inform me that he can afford approximately $300 to bond out, and he would be working if he were able to secure his release.
And sir, you can go ahead and contact a lawyer so they can do a motion to reduce bond in front of the trial judge, okay? All right, not today, sir.
And I'm sorry, Judge, I missed the amount for count 1.
The amount was $100. Count 2 was $3,500.
Thank you.
Julio Castro,
Refused, Your Honor.
you refused. All right, Ms. Taylor, are you willing to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, his case is 22 CT 849. Was driving with a suspended license or revoked subsequent offender. I do find probable cause. The bond is stayed at $2,500. He was out on bond for another Willis, which is 22 CT 569. I'm gonna revoke that bond and set him at 0 at this time.
Your Honor, D'Angelo Andrea, she bonded.
Thank you. Do you have a Jeremy Loving? Mr. Lovings, your case is 22 CT 163. He's driving with an expired license for more than 6 months. I do find probable cause for this offense. State, do you have any objections to a straight PTR?
No, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
Stay out of trouble, sir. Stay out of trouble. David Jeffrey,
East Hospital, Your Honor, mental.
okay. Just reset, 22 CT 163. Marquita? Nope, that's not Marquita. Marquita Williams. She has 3 separate cases today. Oh,
This is Mr. Williams.
Deshaun? Nope, okay. So where's Marquita? I gave you a new name. I'm so sorry. Marquette, okay, my apologies. Williams, right? What's your middle name? What's your middle name? Okay. All right, so you have a couple of cases. The first one is 21 CT 2904. It's a failure to appear. You do have a bond in that case, and it is set at $1,000. Your other case is 21 CT 3117, another failure to appear. The bond on this case is set at $2,000. And let me make sure. So 904 31. There is another case. 22 CT 854. Two. Yeah, I don't have that one with me. Just 1 second. Your new case is 22 CT 854. Is driving a license suspended or revoked? Right, I have reviewed the affidavit as well as the citation. I do find probable cause for this offense. Your bond will be stayed at $1,000. All right, thank you.
Showing it. Two separate case numbers. Go ahead and get- I think it's separate incidents. So those are your bonds.
So are you Jay Sean, JC and Peak? What's your first and last name?
Joshua Zobo.
All right, where is Mr. Peak? You don't have a Peak, P-E-A-K? 22003401.
Jason Peak, bonded.
Okay, thank you. Joshua Lobo?
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right, making it.
Still with your new cases, you have 22 CT 855, which is the no valid driver's license. I do find probable cause. Your bond is set at $500. 22 CT 856, which is the attaching tag to a unassigned vehicle. I do find probable cause. Your bond is going to be set at $250. You were out on bond for 2021 CT 1675, which is operating motor vehicle without a DL. I'm gonna revoke that bond and set you at 0 at this time. And you are also out on bond on 2020 MM. Is that 281? The battery and criminal mischief, PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and revoke that bond as well and set it at 0 at this time. PTR, have I missed anything?
No, you didn't miss anything.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Misdemeanor. And I'll email you if you let them know. And for now, your bond's revoked. You can't get out until that. And Madam Clerk, on 20 MM 281, looks like he has Kendall Ali, so we would just not appoint the PD for that one. On Zobo that just left.
Lobo case right there. Oh, yeah, we wouldn't.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sean Gregg. 22 MM 94. You have 2 separate offenses, battery and criminal mischief. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. As to count 1, your bond will be stayed at $500, and as to count 2, your bond will be stayed at $500. Please don't have any contact with the listed victim, and you cannot possess any weapons or firearms. Understood? All right, thank you. Hi, you need me? Okay.
Otherwise, we can ask. Okay, you're good to go.
Your Honor, Lorget Jimmy is medical.
I'm sorry, who?
Oh, never mind.
Hi, what's your first and last name?
Octavius Walden.
All right. All right, sir, you have a couple of cases. The first one is 22 MM 963, it's possession of cannabis. I do find probable cause for this offense. Your bond's gonna be stayed at $500. Looks like you were out on bond for 2022 CF 560, tampering with physical evidence, possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm gonna go ahead and revoke your bond at this time and set you at 0. All right, thank you, sir. Wilfredo Rivera Costa. So you have a couple of cases as well. The first one is 22 MM961, has 2 counts, resisting an officer without violence and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. Count 1, your bond's gonna be stayed at $500. Count 2, your bond's gonna be stayed at $100. Looks like you were out on bond on 22 MM914. There was a battery, another resisting arrest without violence, and it looks like another count of battery. I'm gonna revoke your bond at this time and set you for 0. Ramon Pagan Santiago. So he's on a hold or he's being evaluated? Ms. Hale, are you willing to waive his appearance?
I'd kind of rather not on this, Judge. Just because of the nature of the charge, I think you should
Right.
probably hear the order.
Set. Amanda Davis. All right, you have an out-of-county warrant from Okeechobee. You do have a bond. It's $2,500. All right, I guess if you're unable to post it, I'll come get you. All right, thank you. Michael, is it Heath? So you have an out-of-county warrant. It's from Palm Beach County. You currently do not have a bond, but they will come and get you. Okay? All right, thank you. Robert Newkirk. Case 21 CF 164. You do have an out-of-county warrant out of Okeechobee. You currently don't have a bond on this case, but they will come and get you. Looks like you might have another case. Just 1 second. No, it's the same case. All right, so they'll come get you. Thank you. Ryan Cobb?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so your case is 2016 CF 991. It's an on-view violation of probation for being in possession, owning, carrying a weapon or a firearm. So I do find an on-view violation of your probation. Your bond's gonna be set at 0 for the VOP. Does he have any additional cases I may have missed, PTR?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. David Walker. Mr. Walker, you have a violation of probation for case 2020 CF 8788. All right, you currently have a 0 bond on this case. All right, thank you. Yoshi Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams, you have 4 cases. The first one is a violation of probation for 2020 CF 11176. Set for a 0 bond on that case. For 2020 CF 14803, it's another VOP, you're set at 0. For case 22 CF 1718, it's a fleeing, attempting to elude with licensed sirens, they do find probable cause. Your bond is set at $3,500. And you do have a driving while license suspended case. I do find probable cause for this offense, and you do have a bond of $500. $3,500 for the fleeing, attempting to elude. Louis Almonte?
Yes.
All right, your case is 22 MO 176. Urinating in public. I do find probable cause. State any objections to a straight PTR?
No, Your Honor.
All right, PTR it is.
Oh.
Chad Christopher Diaz. 22 MO 178. All right, it's open container, alcoholic beverage. I do find probable cause. Any objections to straight pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
Right. PTR. Erica Jean Hornsby. All right. Open container, alcoholic beverage, case 22 MO 179. I do find probable cause. Any objections to straight PTR?
No, ma'am.
All right, PTR it is.
Your Honor, Whitmore, she bonded.
All right, thank you. And I believe that is all we have, right?
Your Honor, just one more thing.
Sure.
Back to the case that was weird with Cunningham.
Yes.
Yes, I was asked if you can delete, if we can delete the uncharged count, because in the iMessage just sitting as open.
I don't create paperwork.
Okay.
I mean, the state charged only one count. I'm not quite sure why it appeared on our paperwork as a paraphernalia when that was never charged. Unless it was charged in state non-pros, that's the only way I can think of it. But still, once it's non-pros, it should still not appear. But I can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's sufficient. That's what she's on violation for, and that's. The order stands. I won't be deleting or creating.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.